Iculc campus of the Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration, GIMPA, a beacon of excellence and innovation in the heart of Ghana, to engage in thoughtful discourse on the pressing issues at the intersection of law and urbanism. As we embark on this intellectual journey, it is imperative to acknowledge the significance of the ICULC, which is a landmark initiative of the Fordham University School of Law Urban Law Center, as a platform that fosters collaboration, interdisciplinary dialogue, and the exchange of bright ideas on the multifaceted aspects of urban law in contemporary times. As we may all be aware, the field of urban law remains ever evolving and encompasses a myriad of challenges and opportunities, from urban governance and innovation to sustainability, public health, transportation, housing, and the intricate fabric of local authority. The dimensions of urban law are wide-ranging and complex. These complexities therefore necessitate constant engagement and collaboration among stakeholders in the sector. This conference captures the essence of that collective mission and duty. Distinguished guests, the significance of this conference cannot be overstated, as it facilitates robust discussions, interdisciplinary dialogue, and the exchange of ideas that transcend borders. Over the next 3 days, we will delve into the intricacies of urban law through the lens of international and comparative perspectives. By examining diverse legal frameworks, policies, and practices from around the world, we strive to expand our understanding, challenge conventional wisdom, and identify innovative solutions to the urban challenges we face today. I am particularly delighted that this year's conference is hosted by GIMPA, a renowned institution committed to excellence in education and research. Accra, the vibrant capital city of Ghana, also serves as an ideal backdrop for this discourse on urban law, considering its rich history, cultural diversity, and dynamic urban landscape. Distinguished guests, I encourage all of us here gathered and partaking in this conference to engage in rigorous intellectual debates, challenge prevailing assumptions, and contribute our unique perspectives to the discussions that we have. Together, let us explore the intersections of law and urbanism, understanding the complex dynamics that shape our cities and regions. Let us dissect the intricate web of legal frameworks, policies, and practices, and collectively strive to advance urban law scholarship for the betterment of our communities. Let me also take this opportunity to express my deep gratitude to the Urban Law Center at Fordham University School of Law, our esteemed partner, for their unwavering commitment towards organizing this conference, and to our esteemed co-sponsors, the UN Habitat, the Northwest University South African Research Chair in Cities, Law and Environmental Sustainability, and the University of Professional Studies, UPSA Ghana. Your unwavering commitment and invaluable support have been instrumental in making this conference a reality, and we are truly grateful for your partnership. Special thanks go to our distinguished speakers, panelists, presenters, moderators, and all participants who have gathered and graciously shared their expertise and research, enriching the intellectual tapestry of this conference. Your presence here today reflects your dedication to the field of urban law and your commitment to shaping a more just, sustainable, and inclusive urban future. I am confident that your contributions, dedication, and commitment to the field of urban law will remain the driving force behind the success of this conference. It is my earnest expectation that these 3 days of intense discussions, thought-provoking presentations, and enlightening conversations inspires all to continue our collective journey towards shaping just, sustainable, and inclusive urban futures. May this 9th International and Comparative Urban Law Conference be an inspiring and enlightening experience for all. I wish all of us fruitful deliberations, meaningful connections, and memorable moments of intellectual exchange. Thank you, and once again, welcome to the Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration and the Faculty of Law and the 9th International and Comparative Urban Law Conference. Thank you very much. So our MC decided to show up late, so I will call him, come, to do the rest. We're moving on to the next item on the agenda, and I would like to welcome Professor Nestor Davidson. Let's welcome him with a round of applause to give us a statement of purpose.
Thank you so much, Dean. And I will say a hard act to follow. The best deans have a way of underscoring the purpose of a gathering like this and giving us a mission. And I could not put it better. So I believe that you have already given us our purpose, and I could not be more delighted to be here with all of you here at GIMPA for our 9th annual conference. We have done this conference in London, in Paris, in Cape Town, in Sao Paulo. We did it virtually in Berlin. We've done it in Sydney, in Vancouver, and now we are culminating here in Accra. And I've had the pleasure of being here for several days, getting to know the city and what an amazing, dynamic place it really is. And I'm glad we're going to have the opportunity tomorrow to see a little bit of the city together. Mainly, I want to take a moment to just issue a few points of thanks and gratitude, and then we will move on and begin our scholarly discussion after a few more introductions. So first, of course, let me thank the Dean, Dean Agiman Budu and Humuseni, and the entire team here at GIMPA, and Professor Thule for welcoming us so warmly. Minister Courtley, let me thank you for being here and for launching us. I really cannot express my gratitude enough. Naomi Nelson, our program coordinator, is still in New York and is probably still asleep. It's 4 hours earlier, but she has worked tirelessly to make this happen on our end. I want to thank Paolo Galizzi for being a remarkably thoughtful partner and really for making all of the connections that have brought us together. Christian Ione, who's here, who has helped launch our international network, the Association for Urban Law Scholars, and a Mediterranean affiliate. I live in Brooklyn, New York, but I am honorarily a member of our Mediterranean Association. I want to thank Georgette Hess, who's here, who has been so incredibly helpful in making this conference work. Pamhi, Bamu, Dorcas Ansa, and Thomas Coggin for our field outing tomorrow, where we will see the Makola Market and meet the mayor. Anel Duplessis for chairing our Emerging Scholars panel on Saturday, and for taking the lead on launching what I hope will be a vibrant Africa-focused regional chapter of our International Association. And the rest of our program committee, Marius and Nikki, who couldn't be with us but will be joining us virtually. So thank you all for being here. Thank you especially to the Dean for his remarkable partnership. And thank you to GIMPA for hosting us. I'm looking forward to what I know will be a vigorous and engaging dialogue over the next 3 days. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Nestor Davidson. And the GIMPA Faculty of Law and Fordham University School of Law have had a very nice relationship for a while now. And so it's only appropriate that we take the message of support from Professor Paolo Gazzilli. It's okay. Thank you.
Thank you, and my name has been mispronounced before, and I've been guilty of mispronouncing names too, so I do understand it happens. But first of all, good morning, everybody. Today it's a beautiful rainy day in Accra, and it reminds us all that even the best plans, sometimes nature can mess with them, and I think it's very important that we remember nature and the role of nature. I think in this conference we're going to talk a lot about urban law, but also the impact that some of the changes that are occurring are going to have, and we're seeing, on cities. But before we do that, in Ghana there's a tradition that I must respect, which is the protocol. You know, I've been coming to Ghana for almost 24 years, and the protocol is very important. So we need to recognize and acknowledge everybody, including in particular the Honorable Minister, the Deputy Rector. And the beautiful things about Ghana is that if you can't remember all the names and if you don't want to mispronounce them, you just basically say all protocol observes, which means you thank everybody. And that's what I'm going to do. Rather than name everybody, I'm going to observe all protocols. As I was saying, I've been coming to Ghana for 24 years now, and I am asked to talk about the partnership between GIMPA and Fordham University that has been thriving for many, many, many years. And I think probably the best example of a partnership is the products of such partnership. And I think I just want to identify one such project, and is Dean Kweku Ajimambudu. And I think partnerships to me are first and foremost about people. It's about people working together. It's about building relationship and opportunities. And in some respects, the partnership between Fordham and GIMPA is also symptomatic or an example of partnership that need to exist within cities. I think in urban cities, there's many, many partnerships that needs to be built. There are partnerships that make cities work. And sometimes it's actually a mystery to me. And I'd like to see how the minister explain how cities function. A city as large as Accra, with so many people, with such a thriving economy. And again, it goes back to human beings working together in partnership. So let me take 1 second to pay tribute to Dr. Kweku Ajimambudu that came to us as an LLM student. He then stayed at Fordham and an SJD student, and then came back here to really lead the law school, and is doing an amazing job to do so. So my thank is to you, Kweku, for having us here, for continuing and strengthening the partnership with Fordham. And I'm going to cut my remarks because we need to move on to the program. And, you know, an Italian that is trying to run things on time, that doesn't happen very often. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you, Professor Paolo Galizzi. I hope I got it right. Ladies and gentlemen, our media team is trying to document the event here today. So would appreciate if we could move a bit into the front spaces, just to fill in the spaces a bit to help them. If it's not a little bit of a bother, please, let's try and come forward a bit. Thank you, thank you. Those of us in front can help those from behind with the clap, if you don't mind. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, sirs and madams, thank you.
We promise not to call on.
Thank you all. The tone of the room has been set, and for those of you who've lived in Accra for a long while, like I have, you've noticed in recent times that the capital is taking shape, and there's been a few restructuring going on. And it's all being a part of the regional minister's plan, the Make Accra project work, to ensure that our capital is in good shape and fit for the residents in the capital. And so we are privileged to have the Greater Accra Regional Minister, Member of Parliament of the Ayawaso Central Constituency in the midst, and he is in the passing of Honorable Henry Kwati, born on March 12, 1971, and a member of the 8th Parliament of the 4th Republic of Ghana. He represents, like I mentioned earlier, the Ayawaso Central Constituency in the Greater Accra region, and is also a member of the New Patriotic Party. He originates from Otublohum in Accra, a town situated in the Greater Accra region. And for his secondary education, he attended Ham Secondary School in Dansuman and Zam Secondary Technical School in Bolgatanga. He obtained his GSE O-level qualifications at Osu Presbyterian Senior High School, and subsequently he enrolled in the Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration, where he earned a postgraduate certificate in public administration. Please, if you can help me welcome the Greater Accra Regional Minister and the Member of Parliament for Ayawaso to give us a keynote address. Yeah. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, Professor, may I also stand on the existing protocol earlier established? And so we can move on. Good morning to all of you once again. And like Professor Galizzi put it, it's been a beautiful morning actually out there. I've been circling around for about 35 minutes trying to find my way here. It's actually flooded all over, and that's why I got in late. Well, it is an honor to be invited as a special guest of honor at the 9th International and Comparative Urban Law Conference here in Gimpa. I extend a warm welcome to all distinguished guests and delegates, experts, scholars, and participants from around the world, and wish to commend the Dean, Gimpa Faculty of Law, for the honor and opportunity to share my thoughts with you at its important conference. Mr. Chairman, Urban Law Conference serves as a crucial forum for discussing cutting-edge ideas, practical experiences, and successful strategies in urban planning and policy. The physical, social, and economic fabric of our cities is greatly influenced by urban policy and planning, and they offer a path towards resource efficiency and equitable development and sustainable growth. As the host city, Accra, our vibrant capital, takes immense pride in being at the forefront of discussions today that shape the future of urban development. Like many other cities across the globe, Accra faces many challenges stemming from rapid urbanization and population growth. Our city struggles with issues such as inadequate infrastructure, housing deficits, traffic congestion, environmental degradation, and social inequalities. Recognizing these pressing challenges, and coupled with His Excellency the President's vision of making Accra the cleanest city, the Greater Accra Regional Coordinating Council initiated the Let's Make Greater Accra Work agenda with the vision of transforming our city into a model of sustainable urban development. This conference aligns seamlessly with the goals and aspirations of the Let's Make Greater Accra Work agenda because it provides a unique opportunity to explore innovative ideas, research findings, and legal frameworks that can inform our urban cities, urban policies, and planning efforts. The agenda captures our commitment to transforming Accra into a city that works for everyone. This initiative acknowledges the interplay of various factors in urban development, including infrastructure, housing, transportation, environmental sustainability, social services, and governance. Furthermore, it recognizes that comprehensive and integrated approach is necessary to address the complex challenges facing our city. Through the Let's Make Greater Accra Work agenda, we aim to enhance our urban policies and planning to tackle critical issues such as waste management, traffic congestion, and environmental degradation. The project also emphasizes the importance of citizen engagement and participation and encourages residents, community groups, and stakeholders to actively contribute to the development and improvement of Accra. This involvement is sought through public consultations, awareness campaigns, and partnership with local organizations. We have undertaken these over the past few months. Ladies and gentlemen, the significance of urban law cannot be overstated. However, effective urban planning policies and planning go beyond technical solutions. One of the main obstacles prohibiting creative mayors and urban managers from implementing changes and resolving the urgent problems facing their cities and urban systems is the existence of legal systems on different continents. Many cities are burdened with rules that do not reflect the actual urban reality. Even worse, it's frequently difficult to enforce the laws and regulations that are currently in existence. Municipal authorities frequently struggle to respond to these situations because they have limited resources, limited access to specialized legislative expertise. The Urban Agenda, which was adopted in October 2016, commits states to promote urban development that is people-centered and supports the fulfillment of all fundamental freedoms and human rights. Additionally, it demanded an end to all types of violence and prejudice, as well as the empowerment of everybody. It has been over 6 years now, and there's still much to be desired and effected. This calls for robust legal frameworks and policies that are firmly rooted in principles of social justice, inclusivity, and human rights. We must ensure that no one is left behind in the process of urban development. I observed with great joy that some of the panel discussions would primarily be touching on sustainable urban development and planning. It is my hope that the policies we draft would prioritize the needs of vulnerable populations, promote access to basic services, and create opportunities for economic empowerment. In doing so, we can build a city that is not only functional, but also fosters a sense of belonging and well-being amongst its residents. This conference offers an invaluable opportunity to address these challenges head-on by promoting dialogue, collaboration, and knowledge sharing amongst urban law experts, policymakers, and practitioners. Through discussions and workshops, we can identify innovative approaches and legal solutions that will enable us to build a resilient and sustainable Accra. I encourage all participants to actively engage in the sessions, workshops, and discussions throughout the conference. Your contributions and insights are invaluable in shaping the future of urban law and governance. Let us embrace this opportunity. Let us embrace this opportunity, build networks, foster dialogue, and forge lasting collaborations that extend beyond the conference walls. On this note, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to the organizers, sponsors, and volunteers who have worked tirelessly to bring this conference to fruition. I wish all participants a fruitful and enriching experience. Let us remember that the success of our efforts will be measured by the tangible improvements we bring to the lives of the people in our cities. Together, let us harness the power of urban law and planning to create sustainable, resilient, and inclusive cities that truly work for their inhabitants. Thank you, and I wish you all a fruitful deliberation during this conference.
Truly, the success of our efforts will be measured by the tangible improvements that we bring to the lives of the people in our cities. We're grateful to the Greater Accra Regional Minister and Member of Parliament for Yawase Central Constituency for gracing this occasion and giving us the keynote address. We are the dying members of the event today, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll take the closing remarks by the chairman of today's opening ceremony, Professor Martin Morgan Tooley, the Deputy Rector, GIMPA. Please help welcome him.
All right. I think this short ceremony has laid the foundation for the rest of the conference. In particular, it has made clear why we are here and the kinds of issues that we ought to be in our minds as we discuss and deliberate on various issues. And I think our keynote presenter, the Honorable Accra Regional Minister, has in particular, particularly has highlighted some of the challenges typical of a city and region like the Greater Accra region. I'm hopeful that maybe in the 10th conference, one of us will be presenting something to do with perhaps the Make Accra Work agenda and how that responds to the urban issues within the Accra context. I have no doubt, therefore, that this conference is going to be a great platform for us to debate and shape the path of our urban development, particularly within the context of the legal frameworks. And I think our honorable guest speaker also touched on some of the challenges that the legal framework itself brings in terms of, or within the context of our attempts to create more livable urban environments. And I have no doubt that some of the issues we discussed today will be the beginning for us to deal with some of these issues. So once again, I would like to thank everyone who joined this morning's opening ceremony, and in particular our guests from Fordham University and the Honorable Minister for making time to share his thoughts on this issue with us. And once again, from the management of GIMPA, I wish you all the best in your stay and very fruitful discussions in the next 3 days. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Morgan Tooley, the Deputy Rector, GIMPA. Ladies and gentlemen, we are gradually here at the end of the conference today, the opening ceremony of the conference today. And we're grateful to the Greater Accra Regional Minister for gracing this occasion today. We're also grateful to the Deputy Rector for being the chairman of this great occasion. We're also grateful to Professors Davidson Nesta and Professor Paolo Galizzi, I'm trying to get all the names correct, for their invaluable partnership and their resolve to ensuring that the myriad of challenges that are facing our urban cities are resolved. We're grateful to the Dean of the Faculty of Law, GIMPA, and also for allowing that this event will be hosted here. And we're grateful to all others who have also graced this occasion. And we would note that we'll just take a few minutes break and we'll return for the first panel discussion, which will be moderated exactly here by Professor Nesta Davidson, and it will be on work, sustainable urban development and planning. We'll have our resource persons to be Thamax Kagin. I may not be able to get the names correct, but we'll have a few other resource persons joining Professor Nesta Davidson here for the panel discussion. So please don't go too far. Can we share a word of prayer? Father, we thank you for today. We ask that your grace will lead us through the panel discussions from today through to the end of the conference. Amen. Thank you all for coming. We're grateful. In a few minutes, please, we'll start the panel discussion.
If our first panelist would come forward, we'll get started.
na motema unu para kile unu bado kuwa